Yeah. What a what a great game. Very tough physical game, kind of back and forth. Gets a really good football team. I thought our players just kind of that never quit, never die attitude, that showed, and it was kind of indicative of how we've been able to win some games, and having some guys back in key positions that were able to extend plays, time of possession, third down conversions, defensively, limiting them in terms of how they were rushing the ball. Just so many good things that happened during the course of the game that you looked at ourselves and just said, we wanted to play better. I think we played better, played against a really good football team, and what a great time for the bye weekend to come up, so we can get guys back again. We can take care of ourselves, self-scout ourselves, develop some younger players that will probably have to play for us as we go down the second half of the season. And to come off a positive experience like tonight's was really great. So I'll take any questions.
Mike, there were more wrinkles than usual, maybe, from the Tribe on offense. I presume that was because this is a really good defense. You got to shake it up a little bit to get things done against them.
Yeah, John. We have the skill set that we have that's in the backfield or that's on the field at one time. There's a lot of things that you can do, and I think Coach Taylor and the offensive staff have done a good job being creative, using the skill set, whether it's legs, the arm, the ability to pitch, the ability to throw as a primary, as a toss running back and be able to throw the ball down the field. I think it gives you all different kind of avenues that a defense has to make sure that they guard against. And so when you can do that and mix and then move, starting different formations and all that, it causes a challenge. Kind of like their offense was tough, at sometimes as well. They spread it out and they move guys around, and they make you defend the width and the vertically on the field. So that's kind of been our mindset with using those guys. And as I said, the staff did a good job putting the plan together.
And your ability to stabilize there at the end defensively, could you just say a word or two about that?
No, the ability towards the end, even though they were getting some plays, some chunk plays, but to be able to settle in, and the quarterback did a good job scrambling, but making a play on the ball, doing things that put him under duress, and then at the very end, I thought they might have went maybe Hail Mary, but they did what you see teams do, kind of the last play and the handoffs and the razzle dazzle. And it got kind of dicey there for a moment, but we practice that all the time. And so it's amazing how sometimes the things that least happen in a game, when you practice it and it comes to fruition the way you've practiced it, you can keep emphasizing the importance of leverage and doing your job. And so today was no different with that last play, getting ready for that. But really happy for the players, John, for this. You guys will talk about how big the win is. I don't know any of that stuff, but I do know that was a good football team, and we played well, really well tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks, John.
Mike, obviously there were a lot of big plays in this one, but maybe the biggest was when the ball hit Henderson's leg and big pile up, and I think Saeed recovered it. He came out of the pile with it anyway. How important was that, and how much determination did that show on his part to get that in that pile?
Yeah, Dave, anytime you can create a turnover, that's important, because that's one less possession. That's, we talk about sudden changes, and they were in the red zone and being able to get the ball. It was a scrum down at the bottom, and that's where, you got to be physical and get the ball away from if any of their guys were involved with it. And so for Moman to come up with it, was a critical factor, because it stopped their drive and allowed us to take some more time off the clock. So anytime you get a turnover, it's big. But particularly with this team, a good team like they are, it was huge. And so we'll keep trying to emphasize getting those turnovers and practice the things that that can cause those things. And I was happy that Moman was able to be the guy to celebrate, to get in there and do it. It was a big thing for us, big turnaround.
Obviously, Yoder's contributions are well documented, but Lester came in after about a 3-week absence or something like that, and was obviously a big factor. Can you discuss that?
Yeah, Bronson, there's a reason why he was a preseason offensive running back, for the CAA, because I tell you what, he can extend running plays by, first guy hits him, second guy takes a bunch of guys to bring him down, tough, aggressive guy. Then, like you said, having Donnie back, just a long, lean, athletic guy that was really, did a great job in our wide zone scheme and looked healthy, felt healthy. And, when you have those guys and you're playing against a good team, man, that helps. And like I said before, those guys are selfless in that running back room. Jaysean Kendricks was playing running back last week. He had a little bit more receiver duty and returning kickoffs. And so everybody's kind of sharing the load here. And as long as, as long as they're happy, then we're happy because they're putting the plan together.
Kyle, you want to get it?
Yeah, Coach, I was going to ask about Ethan's field goal on the last offensive possession and how kind of critical that was in terms of aiding the defense there on the final drive.
Yeah, they had gotten one earlier, and I'll make sure I turn the film in about a guy jumping off sides to get that, but there's ways to handle that. But the ability to go up 6 from the difference between them having to drive the field and kick a field goal as opposed to now having to go and score, that was critical. So his ability to make that kind of put a kind of a different challenge offensively for them needing a score, needing a touchdown. And Ethan's done a really good job, for us, a quiet, good job of just placing the ball where he needed placed on kickoffs and then performing when he needs to perform, with the field goals.
And then one play in the first half, the Malachi throwing the touchdown pass. I have 2 kind of questions about that. First of all, had you ever seen Malachi's kind of arm strength in practice? And 2, I don't believe I've ever seen that play out of an option pitch before. Was that something that y'all have kind of worked on quite a bit, or was that kind of organically developed?
I mean, if you're a good football team, you try to self-scout yourself and to see if you've done the halfback pass and before, who's done it. And I don't believe Malachi's ever done it. Maybe they think because of his stature, he can't throw the ball, but that was one of the things. He got the ball on the perimeter. So you want people to attack him, and then the ability then to throw it, just throw it enough because he's throwing it to 6'6" tight end. So you better get it out there, and he was able to do that. And the play was successful. So try to break some tendencies in terms of what you do, what you put on film. And as I said before, you use a skill set that these guys have, and Malachi can get the ball down the field like that. It was just enough different distance to the player that could get it done and go up and get it if he needed to. And that's being creative on offense, creating those opportunities.